I'm Emily, and this is On Sobriety, an earlysobriety.com podcast bringing you insights into recovery through creative sober projects, road trips, and stories from people who are surviving active addiction. I guarantee there are more things to share, but while I learn how to interview properly and how to edit my fucking audio files, this is it. Today was supposed to be episode 2. I meant 1. Featuring Brian, a peer recovery coach from Detroit, Michigan. Holy hell, did I fuck that up. I decided to record with him in my basement and quickly learned how problematic that was. There was making noise. We had to turn off the furnace to stop the central air, and the cheap-ass couch I bought for my studio space was uncomfortable as all fuck. My dog, Harper, she was barking and dragging her toys on the floor right above our heads. But onward. A confession. I'm studying Barbara Walters and her interviewing techniques like a crazy person. She's bordering on becoming a special interest at this point. I am not, however, listening to other podcasts for inspiration. I don't want to be a weirdo and start mirroring other creative people. But enough about the trials and tribulations of being amateur hour. I've decided to read an essay to you, one that I wrote just over a week ago. It's called First Drink. Buckle up. First Drink by Emily Elber. When my parents divorced, old wounds of rejection and abandonment rushed back in. It confirmed what I had always suspected. Love could leave at any moment. The fear didn't come from nowhere, but a time I couldn't remember. My adoption was never discussed at home, and I still don't understand why. I learned early how to fill silence with fantasy, wondering where I came from and who I looked like. I had questions, but not the language to ask them. The silence itself became the answer, one that told me I didn't belong. My father announced he was moving on with a new woman, but I didn't trust her. Complicated feelings festered with nowhere to go. I began lashing out in pain, but no one could hear me. The more I was devalued, the louder I became. My relationships with parents and siblings grew strained, and suddenly home felt like a house of closed doors. I was primed for alcohol, and I didn't even know it. By the time I had my first drink, emotional pain had swallowed me whole. It felt like a long exhale after holding my breath. Euphoric chemicals swirled in my head while peppermint schnapps burned in my belly. For the first time, the noise inside me stopped. The flood of warmth emptied my body. Anxiety, self-doubt, and the ache of never belonging, gone. This silence was intoxicating. It was the first time I felt relief. I wish I could have seen the danger in it back then. What started out as freedom quickly turned into a nightmare. Mental health issues began to stack up in high school, and by college they consumed me. Mornings began with shame and cigarettes. Nights ended in blackouts or tears. I lied to the people I loved. I made promises I couldn't keep, and woke up in rooms I didn't remember walking into. I bulldozed my way through my 20s, dropping out of school, starting over, and moving home more times than I could count. Every attempt to live a life of my own crumbled under the weight of my problems. I thought I was in control, but control was long gone. I was left negotiating with chaos. My 30s were hell. The same alcohol that once softened everything eventually turned on me. Starting over, pretending to recover, and falling apart again became a pattern. Nights blurred into mornings that felt like crime scenes. Too often I found myself piecing together what I had said, who I had called, and what bridges I had burned. I kept swearing it would be different the next time, but the next time always came. Each binge took with it a little more of my dignity. I was trapped in a cycle of pain, relief, regret, repeat. Now when I think about the first drink, I don't see freedom. I see a portal leading me back to where I was at the height of my addiction. Life looks different now that I've disrupted the pattern. Smaller, steadier, real. Sobriety hasn't been easy, but it's been honest. It's taught me how to stick through the discomfort, to feel things I used to run from, and to let people in even when it's hard. For the first time, belonging doesn't feel like fantasy. It feels possible. If you're interested in reading more essays, visit me at onsobriety.com. And shout out to my 2 therapists, for which none of this would be possible.